So the yarn I'm using is this Cakes yarn by Ice Yarns. It's 100% acrylic, 200 grams, and it's 360 meters plus or minus 5%, which is allowed. And it recommends for a 4 to 5 millimeter crochet hook. The crochet hook that I'm going to use today is this one, a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. We'll also need a pair of scissors, a darning needle, and if you're using a different weight of yarn or a different crochet hook, you'll also need a tape measure. So this is the yarn that is remaining after I finished my scarf. I'll leave the exact amount that you need in the written pattern on my blog. So to begin, you're going to start by making a slip knot. Then you're going to chain 45 with our 5 millimeter crochet hook. So chain 1, 2, 3, and continue until you have a total of 45 chains. If you're using a different size, if you want a different size, you can chain any odd number of chains for your foundation. So I'll meet you after I'm through with my 45 chains. I finished my 45 chains, and for row 1, you're going to skip the first 2 chains. So remember, the loop on your hook does not count as a chain. So the next one here is our first chain, and then this is our second chain. So you're going to yarn over, skip the first and the second, and on this third chain, we want to work on these back bumps. So insert your hook in the back bump of that third chain, then yarn over, pull through. When you have 3 loops, you're going to yarn over, pull through all those 3 loops to make our first half double crochet. Then you're going to half double crochet in each chain, working in the back bumps only until you finish row 1. Just yarn over, insert your hook in that back bump of the chain, and then work your half double crochets. At the end of row 1, you should have a total of 43 half double crochet stitches. Then for row 2, you're going to chain 1, turn your work, start with half double crochet in the very first stitch, so yarn over, go in that first stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the 2 loops. Then chain 1, skip the next stitch, and half double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch. Chain 1, skip the next stitch, half double crochet in the next stitch, and repeat it all the way until you finish your row 2. So after working your last half double crochet in row 2, you're going to chain 1 and turn over work. And for row 3, we're going to start the feather stitch. So row 3 is going to be our repeat row pattern. You're going to yarn over, work a half double crochet in the very first stitch, then chain 1, and you're going to yarn over, insert your hook in the first chain space, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, go in the half double crochet stitch that we skipped down below here, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, go in the next chain space, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, pull through all those 7 loops, then chain 1, yarn over, go in the chain space that you just worked on, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in the stitch that you skipped down below, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, go in the next chain space, yarn over, pull through. When you have 7 loops, you're going to yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops, then you're going to chain 1. So that's our repeat pattern for the rest of row 3. I'll just show you one more time, then you can continue to the end. Yarn over, go in the chain space you just worked on, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in the double crochet, half double crochet stitch that we skipped down below, yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, go in the next chain 1 space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops, then chain 1. So continue with that, and then I'll meet you when after you've worked, or when you have 2 chain 1 spaces remaining. So I went ahead and finished my row having 2 chain spaces remaining. So I've worked on this second last chain space, and for the last feather stitch you're going to work in this space that we've just worked on, the half double crochet stitch below and the next chain space. So insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, go in the skipped stitch below, yarn over, pull through, then go in the next chain space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops, then chain 1, and now we're going to work a half double crochet in the very last stitch. Chain 1 and turn to row 3. Sorry, to row 4, not row 3. So this is how our row 3 looks like. And I say that row 3 is the repeat pattern. So for row 4, we're going to repeat row 3, but instead of working in the skipped stitches, you're working in the chain 1 spaces. So I'll just show you a few stitches. We're going to start by working a half double crochet in the very first stitch, then chain 1, yarn over, go in the first chain space, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in the chain space down below, yarn over, pull through, then go in the next chain space, yarn over, pull through. When you have the 7 loops on your hook, you're going to yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops, then chain 1. Go in the next, okay, yarn over, then insert your hook in the chain space you've just worked on, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, go in the chain 1 space down below, the one that has the feather stitch here, insert your hook in that chain space, then yarn over, pull through, then yarn over, go in the next chain 1 space, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through. When you have 7 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops, then chain 1. So continue with that, and then I'll meet you when you have the last 2 chain spaces remaining. So I went ahead with my row. I have these 2 spaces remaining. So the second last one, I've worked my previous feather stitch. So I'll work in that space, go in the chain space below, and yarn over, go in the last chain space. Yarn over, pull through all the 7 loops, then chain 1, and finish your row with a half double crochet in the very last stitch, then chain 1. So from row 5, from row 5 all the way to your row 80, including row 1. So this row 1 is inclusive of our 80 rows that you're going to do. So go ahead and finish 80 rows or until your work measures 29 inches in length, and then we'll work. I'll show you how to finish off and then how to turn it into a cowl. So I went ahead and finished my 80 rows in total. At the 80th row, after finishing with the half double crochet, I'm going to chain 1 and then turn to the next row, which is row 81. And for this row, we're not going to work any feathers. We're just going to place half double crochet in the very first stitch, then half double crochet in the next space, half double crochet in the next stitch, then half double crochet in the next space. You're just going to place 1 half double crochet in the stitch and 1 half double crochet in this space all the way to the end of our row. So do that all the way to the end of your row, and then we'll finish off our work together. Once you're done with your scarf, you're going now to fold it, or you're going to fix these snap buttons. You can either use snap buttons or just normal buttons. I prefer this one because they'll be hidden. I don't want them to be visible on my cowl. So the cowl will look like this. So I'm going to use the snap buttons on the inside of the cowl. So here and somewhere here, because I don't want this to be visible. But if you want to use buttons, you can use buttons visible on the outer side of your cowl. So to fix the snap button, you're going to need a needle and thread. So this is how it looks like after working the snap buttons, and you can now style it the way you'd prefer. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this tutorial, let me know in the comment section below, and until next time, stay safe, God bless you. And so to wrap the cowl around your neck, you're going to hold it lengthwise like this. Then you're going to hold it on the side where your snap buttons is along this row. So you only have 2 snap buttons on this row. So you're going to pick it, you're going to hold it along the row with the snap button, because don't hold it from this bottom row. Then you're going to fold it just a little on the inside. Then wrap it around your neck and have this side go a little bit inside. Now we have the snap buttons along the length here and here. So you're going to pick the very first snap button and fix it with the other snap button. Don't fix it to this one at the edge. Then take the next snap button and fix it to the one at the very end here. Then you can adjust it to your liking. And that is how you wear this cowl scarf.